for being here today. Whether you're in this room or joining us online, your presence matters. As you saw from the video, Never Again knocked on our door on October 7th. It's personal. Being here tells me that you care, and that even if you don't know what your role is in this fight, you want to change the status quo. Anti-Semitism today, as you saw, looks very different from how it did in the past. It hides in algorithms, spreads through social media, and thrives in online games and digital spaces where hate can go viral before anyone has a chance to respond. The tools of hate are more sophisticated, faster, and harder to track than ever before, existing across multiple platforms and in different forms. It's not all bad news, though. While it's hard to call this good news, it's important to recognize the opportunity of this moment. The very nature of social media and the sheer volume of online communication have also made it possible to start decoding anti-Semitism in ways we could never have done before. Thanks to research, we're gaining a much clearer understanding of the symbols, language, and nuances of this hate. The growing awareness is helping us to build capabilities to track and fight anti-Semitism more effectively. To meet the speed and scale required for what we are up against, what's desperately needed is the DNA of a startup, a mindset driven by agility, experimentation, boldness, and speed. Equally important, however, is ensuring that this mindset complements the organizations that have been active in this space for a long time. By working together, as Rob mentioned in his opening words, we can create something far more powerful than any single approach on its own. At the Adir Challenge Foundation, we've embraced this startup DNA. We source ideas through open innovation challenges, inviting creators, technologists, and problem solvers from here in the US and around the globe. We incubate these ideas in our real-world lab, providing mentorship, technical expertise, and additional resources. We've built a first-of-its-kind entrepreneurship and innovation initiative connecting undergraduate students from US college campuses to students in Israel collaborating on projects to bring innovation to this arena. We are currently scaling that program to bring in more students, scholars, and partners. But startup DNA isn't just about moving fast. It's about exploring, testing, and iterating quickly. We've paused projects when data showed they weren't viable, redirected resources when better paths emerged, and focused relentlessly on what works. This build, measure, learn loop is part of our strategy, and the work is grounded in action. As you saw, we're incubating teams developing tools to detect violations of freedom of speech laws, using legal tech to take automated action. We're supporting teams focused on streamlining reporting, Holly, to your point about why things aren't reported, as well as those leveraging generative AI for content creation, social media detection, interactive gaming, online community organization, and more. We're connecting global clusters of teams working on similar verticals to reduce redundancy and increase time to market. Rigorous research, such that is done through the USC Shoah Foundation, including cultural and linguistic sensitivities and context-specific insights, will be critical for this work as we move forward. But this mission is also about leadership. A little bit of my pop culture, which isn't Star Wars. I recently watched Enigma. I don't know if any of you are football fans, but it's a Netflix documentary about Aaron Rodgers. And there's this moment in particular that really stood out to me, which is Aaron Rodgers sharing about what it was like when he joined the Packers and the welcoming, to call it that he received from Brett Favre, who was the then legendary quarterback. It was cold, to say the least. Later on, when he became a quarterback, it influenced how he would make sure to bring in his replacing quarterback when it was his time, doing the best he could to be his mentor and demonstrate leadership when it was especially hard. True leadership isn't just about what you accomplish yourself. It's about how you bring others in. It's about welcoming people to the team and setting them up to succeed. That's the kind of leadership we need in this fight. I want to take this opportunity to express my deepest gratitude to someone who welcomed me early on. Just 12 weeks after October 7th, when the wounds of grief were still wide open and raw, the kind that only those within this specific tribe of mourners can truly understand, armed with nothing more than a rough pitch deck, Dr. Williams extended his hand. He recognized the potential in what we were striving then to create and believed in our vision and became our advisor and our partner, not just on paper, but by communicating explicitly that he believes in our work, just like we witnessed here this morning. And I thank you very much for that. This isn't just about partnership between Adir and the USC Shoah Foundation. It's about all of us. Anyone who recognizes that anti-Semitism is the canary in the coal mine and understands that this is not just a Jewish issue, but a national security concern, one rooted in anti-Western, anti-civilization ideologies. From Capitol Hill and the White House to venture capital boardrooms, corporations, academia, and both Jewish and non-Jewish organizations, this mission demands a collaborative, multidisciplinary effort. So, what about you? How do you get involved? Maybe you're a mentor, ready to share your expertise. Maybe you're a parent wondering how to help your child navigate college life, a student who wants to get involved. Maybe you're a philanthropist with the ability to empower these teams. Or maybe you're simply someone who refuses to accept the status quo. Whatever your role is, there's a place for you in this mission. Anti-Semitism and hate won't be solved by itself. But with the DNA of a startup, focused, bold, and relentless, collaborating with established organizations, equipped with state-of-the-art research that can inform and influence policy and practice, we can confront these challenges head-on and develop tech-centric solutions and strategies that create meaningful and lasting impact. If you're interested in learning more, I welcome you to talk with us later. Now let's get to work. Thank you very much.